Consider the function f of x equals the square root of x minus 3. Which graph represents function f? Well, by the way, I can suggest that you can type this into Desmos to figure out the answer. However, I do not need to type this one into Desmos because I know what happens when minus 3 is inside the function. Minus 3 inside the function means that we move our graph right 3 spaces, and consequently what that means is that our answer should be W, which it is. You can type it into Desmos to check my work. If we look at another picture, however, I am going to use Desmos once it comes up here. And this one is the cubed root of 2x minus 2. And I didn't type it in ahead of time because I want to remind you of how to type it in. Here are just what the answers kind of look like. But again, we're going to flip over to Desmos. And when we type this in, I'm going to scoot this down here. Again, we need to go to functions to type it in. So we're going to go to functions. And then we need to go to miscellaneous. And then it's going to be this button right here, the nth root of. So we're going to hit that. And then we can type in the rest of the problem. We need to put the 3 in there. And then we arrow over. And then we can type in 2x minus 2. So here's our picture. Something to help us as we go back and look at our screen in Adventum is that our x-axis is at 1, 0, and our y-axis is a little bit lower than -1. So let's flip back over here to Desmos. So we can narrow it down to the graph W or the graph, whatever this one is, Y. And what we see is that on graph Y, we do have a x-intercept at 1, and it looks like a y-intercept at a little bit less than 1. And I think I still have the answers on. Yep, there's that one. One more. Again, we will use Desmos for. The square root of 3x minus 6 is what we're trying to find. The 3 is causing a vertical stretch, and we're going to move right. We're not going to be moving right 6 because there's a 3 there. And in fact, I do think that the answer is x, but why risk it when we can use Desmos? So if we flip over to Desmos, and again, at the very bottom of the screen, which you can't see yet here, I'll move my camera, very bottom of the screen, this button right there, the square root button, is what we need for this. So the square root, scoot that back up, square root of 3x minus 6, and there we have an x-intercept at 2, 0, and when we go back to our graph, sure enough, 2, 0 right there, and x is our solution to this particular problem.